Hey everyone, in our last deep dive, we were talking about all the different paths to success, and it got me thinking about this awesome YouTube video I just saw by this entrepreneur, Iman Gadzhi.
Oh, yeah, I think I saw that one.
Yeah, so he had this super interesting take on the whole idea of success and how sometimes it can actually be a trap.
Oh, really? How so?
Well, he uses this really powerful analogy. He compares it to being stuck in a prison cell with three different handcuffs.
Wow, that's a pretty intense image.
Right. And each handcuff represents a different trap that we can fall into on the path to success.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What are these handcuffs?
Well, the first one is all about money.
Money. Isn't that the whole point of being successful?
Yeah, in a lot of ways, but Gadzhi argues that financial success doesn't always equal financial freedom.
That's an interesting distinction.
And he illustrates this perfectly with the story he tells about a hotshot lawyer. He knows this guy's got it all. The Porsche 911 Turbo S, the Rolex Day Date, even $22,000 Tom Ford suits.
Okay, so he's definitely got the financial success part down.
Right. But then Gadzhi reveals the flip side. This lawyer has practically zero free time. He's missing out on family friendships, travel hobbies, all the things that make life enjoyable.
Oh, wow. So it's like he's achieved this outward success, but at a huge personal cost.
Exactly, and that's what Gadzhi calls the money handcuff. You're making a ton of money, but you're essentially trapped by your lifestyle and the need to maintain it.
So it's like those golden handcuffs you hear about in the corporate world.
Exactly. You're chained to your job even if you hate it because you need that income to support your lifestyle.
It makes you wonder, is it really worth it?
Right, and that's why Gadzhi is so big on this idea of financial freedom, which he defines as working because you want to, not because you have to.
That makes sense. So it's about having options and flexibility.
Exactly, and he has some really thought-provoking questions to help you figure out where you stand on this spectrum.
Oh, like what?
Well, he asks things like, could you stop working right now and maintain your lifestyle for 6 to 12 months?
That's a good one. I'm not sure I could honestly say yes to that.
Right, and that's the point. He wants us to really examine our relationship with money and whether it's truly serving us or holding us back.
Okay, so that's the money handcuff. What about the second one?
So the second handcuff is all about time.
Time. How can time be a handcuff?
Well, Gadzhi uses the example of a software developer to illustrate this guy's making great money, has the flexibility to work remotely, the whole digital nomad thing.
Oh, yeah, that sounds pretty dreamy.
Right. But even he's not truly free.
How so?
Well, he's still tethered to his laptop, answering emails, meeting deadlines, even if he's working from a beach in Bali.
So it's like that wherever you go, there you are kind of thing.
Exactly. Gadzhi argues that even if you have a job you love, if you're still constantly working, you're not really experiencing true freedom.
That's a really good point. It's like you're trading your time for money, and sometimes that trade-off isn't worth it.
And it can lead to all sorts of negative consequences like stress, burnout, resentment.
Especially when you see other people who might be earning less, but have way more free time.
Right, it's like a hidden cost of success that we don't often talk about.
So how do we know if we're caught in this time trap?
Well, Gadzhi has some more tough questions for us to consider.
Lay 'em on me.
He asks things like, could you take a full week off work without any repercussions?
Oof, probably not.
Could you structure your workday around your own ideal schedule?
That would be amazing, but
Oh.
not in my current situation.
And could you automate tasks to free up more time?
That's something I've been meaning to explore more, but it always seems like there's not enough time.
Which kind of proves his point, right? We're often so caught up in the doing that we don't make time for the things that could actually give us more freedom.
That's a vicious cycle.
So that's the time handcuff. What about the third one? For the third handcuff, Gadzhi takes us into the world of a dentist.
A dentist. What's so trapping about being a dentist?
Well, this particular dentist owns his own practice. He's passionate about his work, but he's geographically tied to his clinic.
So even though he's his own boss, he's still limited by location.
Exactly. He can't just pick up and travel, and he's even missed important life events because of his commitment to the practice.
That's tough. It's like he's built his own golden cage.
Right. And it's a great example of how starting a traditional brick-and-mortar business, while it offers certain freedoms, can also create this illusion of freedom.
So it's like you're tethered to a specific place, even if you have more control over your work.
Exactly, and that can lead to a lot of frustration and resentment, especially if you have a strong desire to travel or experience different cultures.
Makes you wonder how many people out there feel trapped in a similar way.
Right. They might be outwardly successful, but secretly longing for more freedom and flexibility.
So what's the solution? How do we break free from this location handcuff?
Well, Gadzhi suggests that we need to find ways to earn and travel simultaneously.
That sounds amazing, but how is that even possible?
Well, it depends on your field and your skills, but he encourages us to explore remote work opportunities and to consider whether our current paths could support a more location-independent lifestyle.
So it's about thinking outside the box and challenging those assumptions about what's possible.
Exactly, and he has some really thought-provoking questions to help us do that.
Like what?
Well, he asks things like, could you move to another country and still maintain your income?
Hmm. That would definitely require some creative problem solving.
Are there remote opportunities in your field?
That's something I've been looking into more and more lately.
And has anyone else in your industry already achieved this kind of geographical freedom?
It's always inspiring to see others who have blazed the trail and shown what's possible.
Right. It's like they've given us a roadmap to follow.
Okay, so we've got these three handcuffs: money, time, and location. It's amazing how subtle these traps can be, how easy it is to fall into them without even realizing it.
It's the danger, isn't it? We get so caught up in chasing a certain definition of success that we lose sight of what truly matters.
Our freedom, our well-being, our happiness.
Exactly. And the crazy thing is that a lot of us are wearing at least one of these handcuffs without even realizing it.
So what do we do about it? How do we break free from these traps?
Well, that's where things get really interesting. And that's what we'll dive into in part 2 of this deep dive.
Can't wait. I'm already feeling inspired to make some changes.
Me too. It's time to unlock those handcuffs and start living a life of true freedom.
Let's do it. All right, so are you ready to actually break free from those handcuffs?
Oh yeah, let's do this. I'm ready to unlock some serious freedom here.
Okay, well, Gadzhi has some really concrete solutions that he calls digital sovereignty.
Digital sovereignty. That sounds kind of intense.
It is, but in a good way. It's all about using the power of the internet to create a life of freedom and flexibility.
Oh, I'm listening. How do we actually do that, though?
Well, it all starts with identifying your unique skills and passions.
Yeah.
What are you good at? What do you enjoy doing?
Okay, so I need to figure out what I'm good at and what I actually like to do.
Exactly. Because the key is to find something that people are willing to pay for.
So it's not just about following your bliss. It's about finding a way to monetize your passions.
Right? You need to create something of value that solves the problem for others.
Got it. So I need to find my zone of genius and then figure out how to turn it into a business.
Exactly. And the cool thing is that it can be anything. You don't have to be a tech genius or a marketing whiz.
So, like, what are some examples?
Well, Gadzhi throws out a bunch of different ideas like e-commerce, online coaching, digital marketing, even building software products.
Wow, the possibilities are endless.
Right. The key is that they can all be run from anywhere with an internet connection.
That's where the digital sovereignty comes in. You're not tied to a specific location.
Exactly. You can work from anywhere in the world as long as you have a laptop and a Wi-Fi connection.
So you could be sipping margaritas on a beach in Bali while you're running your business.
Exactly.
It
That's the dream, right?
definitely sounds appealing. But I have to admit, I'm also feeling a bit overwhelmed. Where do I even start?
Well, one thing Gadzhi recommends is to focus on developing high-income skills.
High income skills. What are the...
They're skills that are in high demand, regardless of where you are in the world. Things like copywriting, web development, graphic design.
So these are skills that can help me build a sustainable online business.
Exactly. They give you the tools you need to create and market your products or services online.
So even if I don't have a specific business idea right now, I can start by developing these skills.
Absolutely. It's like laying the foundation for your digital empire.
Okay, that makes sense. But I'm still feeling a bit intimidated. Isn't the online world incredibly competitive?
It can be. But Gadzhi has some great advice for standing out from the crowd.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
He says to niche down.
Niche down. What does that mean?
It means finding a specific area of expertise and becoming the go-to person for that niche.
So instead of trying to be everything to everyone, I should focus on becoming a specialist.
Exactly. It's about finding your unique voice and offering something that no one else can.
I can see how that would make me more valuable.
It also allows you to attract a more targeted audience who are actually looking for what you have to offer.
So it's like a win-win. I get to do what I love, and I attract clients who are a perfect fit for me.
Exactly. And when you have a clear niche, it's much easier to build a personal brand.
Personal branding. That sounds important.
It is.
Yeah.
In today's digital world, people buy from people. They want to know who you are, what you stand for, and why they should trust you.
So it's not just about what I'm selling, it's about who I am as a person.
Right. You need to create a connection with your audience and show them that you're the real deal.
I can definitely see how that's important, especially in the online world where it's easy to get lost in the noise.
Exactly. You need to stand out and make a lasting impression.
Okay, so I need to niche down, build my personal brand, and develop those high-income skills.
You got it.
Oh,
Those are the key ingredients for digital sovereignty.
but I'm not gonna lie, I'm still feeling a bit scared. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if people laugh at me?
Those are all valid fears. But Gadzhi encourages us to embrace those fears and not let them hold us back.
So it's like feeling the fear and doing it anyway.
Exactly. It's about taking action even when you're scared.
Okay. Easier said than done, though.
I know. But he also reminds us that failure is just a part of the process.
So it's not about avoiding failure, it's about learning from our mistakes.
Exactly. And he's a big believer in resilience,
Yeah.
the ability to get back up after a setback.
That's so important because I know there are going to be challenges along the way.
There definitely will be, but that's what makes the journey so rewarding.
So it's about embracing the ups and downs and knowing that it's all part of the process.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he also emphasizes the importance of building a strong support system.
A support system. Why is that important?
Because you're going to need people to encourage you, inspire you, and believe in you when things get tough.
So it's like having a cheerleading squad for my entrepreneurial journey.
Exactly. You need people who will pick you up when you fall and celebrate your wins with you.
Okay. I can definitely see the value in that.
And he also recommends finding mentors or coaches who can provide guidance and accountability.
So people who have already achieved what I'm striving for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They can share their wisdom, their strategies, and their mistakes so you don't have to reinvent the wheel.
That makes a lot of sense. It's like having a map and a compass to guide me on my journey.
And don't forget about the power of community.
Community, what do you mean?
There are so many amazing online communities where you can connect with other entrepreneurs, share ideas, and support each other.
So it's not about competing with each other. It's about collaborating and helping each other succeed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that we're all in this together.
All right, so we've talked about these 3 handcuffs and how to break free using digital sovereignty, but now I want to get practical. You know, I've been wanting to launch my own business idea, and I'm really feeling inspired after learning all this.
I thought you might say that. And Gadzhi actually has a lot to say about starting a business, especially for people who are looking for more freedom and flexibility.
Okay, perfect. So what kind of advice does he give for aspiring entrepreneurs like me?
Well, he really emphasizes the importance of knowing your why. Like, why do you want to start a business? What impact do you want to make? What are your goals?
Yeah, that makes sense. It's got to be more than just wanting to make money, right? There needs to be a deeper purpose.
Exactly. And that purpose is what's going to keep you going when things get tough.
Mm.
Because trust me, they will get tough.
Okay, so I need a strong why.
What else? He also says to choose a business idea that you're actually passionate about, something that aligns with your skills and interests.
So it's not just about chasing the latest trend or what everyone else is doing.
Right. It's about finding something that you can see yourself doing for the long haul, something that lights you up.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to be stuck doing something I hate just because it's profitable.
And once you have that idea, he says, to validate it.
Yeah.
Don't just assume that people will want what you're offering.
That's a good point. I've definitely been guilty of that before. Just getting so excited about an idea that I forget to actually see if there's a market for it.
It happens to the best of us. But it's so important to get feedback from your target audience before you invest too much time and energy.
Okay, so validate the idea. Got it.
Right.
What else?
He's also big on starting small and iterating along the way.
So, like, don't try to create the perfect product right out of the gate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just get something out there, test it, gather feedback, and then make adjustments.
So it's all about learning as you go and being willing to adapt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he also encourages people to embrace failure as a learning opportunity.
Easier said than done, right?
I know. But he says that failure is inevitable. So it's not about avoiding it. It's about learning from our mistakes and using them to improve.
So it's like that whole fail fast, fail often thing.
Exactly. The more you fail, the faster you learn.
Okay, I can get behind that. What else?
He also reminds us that building a business takes time. Like, don't expect to become an overnight success.
Yeah, I know patience isn't exactly my strong suit.
But it's so important to focus on making consistent progress, even if it's just small steps each day.
So it's like that marathon, not a sprint analogy.
Exactly. It's about playing the long game and trusting the process.
Okay, I can do that. As long as I'm making progress, I'm happy.
And speaking of process, he also talks about the importance of building a business that's truly your own.
What do you mean by that?
Well, don't become overly reliant on any one platform or algorithm.
Oh, yeah, like social media algorithms can change at any time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's important to diversify your income streams, build your own email list, and create a strong foundation that gives you control and flexibility.
So it's like building my own digital empire instead of renting space on someone else's land.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what digital sovereignty is all about.
Wow, this is all so eye-opening. I'm feeling so inspired to take action.
That's what we like to hear.
Yeah.
Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with this single step.
And on that note, I'm going to go start brainstorming my business idea. Thanks so much for guiding me through this deep dive. It's been amazing.
It's been my pleasure. Remember, you have everything you need to create the life you desire. Now go out there and make it happen.